Hi folks, we have reached round 4 in the World Cup, and this time Slovenia plays against Germany F, and none of the games have been played yet, so we are going to watch the first one, which I believe is this one between Christian and Peter, and let's see if they started, so they should, yes, okay, so we won't have time to check the decks. But it is Lanny Many-Faced God against Qohor. So Slovenia on top, Germany on the bottom of your screen here. And the situation after 3 rounds is quite even in this group. So France, as expected, doing the best, but the other teams, all still in with a chance. I think Hungary is maybe a little bit behind, but Germany F, USA and Norway all doing pretty well. And let's see the start. So we have Selisi with the bodyguard and a Red Priest. Red Priest wasted. It's not the best card to set up, but sometimes there's no other option. And the bodyguard there and the Chad is okay to survive some potential early aggro, which is I think the biggest danger for Qohor here, coming from Lannister. And no Tywin setup this time, but Painted Dogs is here and we have a Harrenhal, which cannot be cancelled unless there's a seized on it. So seized and the Smith in the deck. Now barring the gates. Ooh, and red keep. So Peter's not going to put out anything else at all, and I have my worries that he's not going to successfully kill off stuff here. Celis is duped anyway. There is a march to the wall, of course, so as long as you can kill everything around her, it's okay. But there's 7 gold worth of stuff potentially coming in, plus whatever she brings with her ability. She brings a Ruby of Lore. Now that's an interesting card. So you can try to guess what's in hand and name it. You could have knowledge as well, but this deck doesn't really, unless there's a Red Priest about to be played. And yeah, you can, let's say, name a painted dogs and get rid of them if she wins an Intrigue challenge. Red Keep is there. It will cancel something, I don't know what. Okay, I mean, the red thing is because it could have cancelled the location, but Christian clicked too quickly. I don't think that would have been cancelled anyway. So there's 3 characters alongside Selisi, and that's going to be difficult now. But no strength boost or anything like that, so you can put something in with Harrenhal. Ooh, Tyrion. Well, you can put something in, I was going to say, and win for sure. And Tyrion can raise claim up to 3 now. Attacks with just this guy. Makes me think that maybe Moon Brothers is available. Then we might try to win an Intrigue challenge as well for 2 claim. I mean, are you calling the bluff here and defending with 2 characters? Depends what Christian's plan is, right? To if he loses, what's going to be the claim soak and such. Alistair is there, but might actually be cancelled by the red keep if he is taken for claim. I don't know exactly how much Peter worries about that Ruby of Lore there. Yeah, Moon Brothers was kind of inevitable. So I guess these 2 will be claimed now, and probably Celis is dupe, right, so that she isn't immediately exposed to march to the wall. Acolyte will survive, I'm guessing. Do you cancel Alistair? I mean, Moon Brothers can only do military and it's done it, so if Tyrion's dead, then surely Painted Dogs was going to stand it anyway. This... oh, Moon Brothers goes back to hand, okay. Yeah, makes sense, of course. Something had to go back to hand too. I was going to say to raise the claim. He doesn't raise the claim. He's keeping it at 2. So now there is a chance to claim the dupe instead. And then he's going to presumably re-ambush something or try to win intrigue on defense, or both, intrigue on attack and defense. And Baratheon doesn't have any draw really in the deck. Ooh, and Gunther comes in, so that's going to be 3 claim now, and that makes it difficult to recover. I was going to say then you have another option to really mess with Baratheon if they survive the early aggro. You have First Snow, which yeah, sucks for Qohor really. I mean, you can get a situation where it doesn't, but I don't know if you're there yet. Also, there is a copy of Heir to the Iron Throne, so I think next round, if Alistair's still there, we might see him traded for something bigger like a Stannis, and then you'll get a Neil in the process as well, Neil Tyrion or whatever is in play. It's, could be good for Baratheon here. He's going to raise the claim this time. And here we go. So Gunther plus 3 cards, I mean, oof. Oh, Azor Ahai, Stannis and Beric. That's 3 big ones. That makes it less likely to even hit something if 2 of the High Costers were already in hand. And Azor Ahai, which was free with Khaleesi. Yeah. I mean, there was some gold, right? On this maiden turn. Could have played Stannis with Azor Ahai, but then how do you defend against whatever's coming? And she does the challenge, but I don't see any reason to leave that, just defend, right? I mean, she's still very well protected, so not like you're just aggroing everything. Oh, and Tyrion dies now. So there's that particular claim raise bonuses gone for Lannister, and yeah, maybe now it stops. There is a Clansman Tricon on top, for what that's worth. What's the econ situation now? There's only Harrenhal. Summer Harvest in the deck. If that's played into air, then it would be 6 gold. Plus red keep. Yeah, apart from not having cards in hand, Baratheon actually hasn't gone out of that too badly. Doesn't want Tyrion dead. Plays close call into the Smith. Smith will take care of both of these locations. I don't think you need to kneel Ruby, right? No. And Christian goes first here. Does he have control of initiative in this matchup in general? He has a forced march and a Mad King's command, but in other rounds not so great really. But now, if he's drawn stuff, could be good for him. What he needs is a character that can take Azor Ahai Reborn and a Warhammer. That would be okay. Well, Stannis can take Azor Ahai, and there is another one in hand. Another Stannis and another Azor Ahai. Can you believe that? And that's pretty good. And now, well, You can trade into another bodyguard, I guess. Not necessarily going to just win the game now. Of course, Stannis is going to draw, which is annoying. But there is, of course, still the Harris and Morgulis. Okay, Morgulis you can protect yourself against. Khaleesi already duped, and then you have a bodyguard on her, and you can trade for another one on Stannis, but the Harris not so great. And honestly, if you want to intimidate a little bit, then you need a Warhammer, but then also there's potentially ambush. And Peter plays a milk on Stannis. That's going to stop his draw. He is now not immune to events. Does that matter? No. There's no events that would target him really. Here we go. Can't be defended by 10 now, so Ruby will trigger and get rid of... Well, at first it will guess a little bit, so it knows Moon Brothers for what that's worth, but do you name something else? Do you name the Hound, or do you name Painted Dogs maybe? I don't know. Have a look at the hand now, I think. Does it say reveal? Well, what's going on? Trying to click on the ruby, I think. So we have Burnman, Milk Snakes, that's all ambush. Wolf also. Okay, he can't come in. Moon Brothers is there. Gunthor is there, of course. Yeah, you name him, I think. Painted Dogs and Hand's Judgment. And he did name Gunthor, so Gunthor should be gone and Burnman should be gone. Well, that's one character that was ambushable. Still Milk Snakes is. Oh, and Stannis gets a Lightbringer. Well. Yeah, slight trouble now. Okay, the other challenges, so military, I think Painted Dogs will just take itself back to hand. That also has, of course, ambush 4. And then there's power. Although you might want to leave Stannis there, right? Does he want Painted Dogs killed? Interesting. And there is some logic to having a clansman top of the death pile, but I wouldn't have necessarily done that. Now does he plan to play Morgulis if Stannis doesn't take Bodyguard? Bodyguard of Khaleesi is traded. He has to do a power challenge and take Bodyguard. But then the problem is something's coming in to do military, right? Milk Snake's coming in to do military. Takes another bodyguard. That's the last one, I think. Yeah, 2 copies. And he stands from that, okay. Yeah, that's not great. I mean, he can defend himself against military. Can he? If Milk Snakes comes in, it will have stealth, right? Painted Dogs comes in. Well, that doesn't have stealth. It can do intrigue, but okay, if you want to keep Stannis, then I guess we see Dohaeris. Getting rid of most of that hand. If you want to keep Stannis, you have to get rid of the other two. And then he's all alone. If no characters are top decked, then okay. I guess Bara back to being slightly more in trouble. Well, I'll be tempted to play King in the North, maybe. Yeah, okay. To kneel, go first and kneel everything here. One with forced march, the other with Alistair's ability, but Silisi is going, so needs some more support, otherwise Stannis might be getting marched. Okay, he might do damage in the meantime though. This is about to be decided really. If Baratheon survives this, then I think we are pretty much done. $5 gold worth of stuff can come in. 2 characters better than one decent one, I think, for Baratheon. Does he have anything? Well, needs a character. Okay. Yeah, the game's about to go to shit, unfortunately. I don't like to see that as a Bara player that likes to play Qohor sometimes, but really whatever happens for the end of the for this round, Baratheon cannot magically marshal anything else, and Stannis is not nearly close enough to get to 15 power here, so it's getting marched, right? Sure, gonna try to draw cards and actually there's a milk on him, right? Win some more power in the meantime. Stand with Lightbringer, probably do military as well. And there's a Iron Bank will have its dual plate here, and here's the faction card. Why now? Not entirely sure. Maybe wants gold to play Treachery on Lightbringer. So Zorha is terminal. Lightbringer and Bodyguard go back to hand if Stannis is marched. It can be played on another character, but yeah, won't be much in hand at that point, honestly. Seized? On the red keep. Actually he can use the red keep on Lightbringer. Yeah. There are treacheries, I believe, as well. Though not when we checked the hand previously. probably needs to now lose a character. Okay, he's going to play Milk Snakes. Because you really want to do, I think, Intrigue. Although these two cards are non-characters, otherwise something would be in play. I mean, that much is obvious, unless there's something so expensive that it couldn't be played at all. I mean, there could be a Robert, and then, yeah, sure. I think you really want to do Intrigue back. Wolf at the moment, well, if they defend together, they can defend military. And then you can stand, I think, the Intrigue icon. Okay, he defends alone. As well. Do we know the other two cards? I mean, Christian presumably has kept track what was revealed with Ruby earlier. Difficult for me. Ruby is not terminal, right? So that must be one of the cards still there, is it? Oh no, it's gone. It was traded already. Ah, and hunting accident in hand, okay. So we know what's getting marched. Now actually there isn't an Intrigue icon. So I'm going to do power back. And then Painted Dogs can go back to hand if it wants, I guess. No point. So 9-3. But it's going to get a little closer now. Yeah, I think it was important to do this Intrigue challenge. Who knows what's still there. Too bad he couldn't push it through. See, is this there on the red keep now? Will stay for a while, and then there's the Smith is gone, right? King in the north at some point, so I think red keep is now gone. Could play king in the north to stop Harrenhal. Stops your own location as well, so we know nothing big is coming in. Yeah. Peter can go first and do military against whatever is there with Widow's Wail as well, so tricky. Easier to breed with 5-3 instead of 9-3. Well, what do we have? Can't rely on the locations this time, has to marshal stuff if he has it or ambush it. Just plainly. Plays Moon Brothers, okay. Has 1 gold left for Widow's Wail. So has Christian top deck 2 characters. He hasn't, so I think now we'll see Intrigue, and then the agenda will give Moon Brothers the power icon from the Acolyte. There could be characters, so just not marshalable with this gold. So we could see supporting the Fate maybe next round, or what is left. Yeah, supporting the Fate is really the only one that can pay for stuff now. The King's 8 is there, so you would have basically 8 gold, can marshal a Robert with a bodyguard. I was going to say, well, Supporting the fight will lose initiative for sure. And see, is this gone now, right? Yeah, I needed a character really alongside that Stannis just to absorb Marched, and then Baratheon was still in the game, very much so, but I can just place first now, okay. So that's going to stop ambush, and Moon Brothers goes back, so it's not not the best idea from Peter, but he has his own Morgulis left, which he is not going to play. And has he played Summer Harvest? He's going to have to play Summer Harvest into some kind of Mad King's Command later. So Summer Harvest really was to play here. But yeah, I mean, Moon Brothers can come into play with its own ability, and now Harrenhal is there. So he's still doing alright, but you need to keep something back now, because his deck aggros and it's a little bit slow. So needs not to Morgulis himself really badly. And he spent the faction card nil, so he doesn't have the agenda trigger, and he doesn't have the Moon Brothers ability. He's played Tywin, and now actually Tywin, we've seen that before, can just stand with Painted Dogs if he gets the Clansman trait. At the moment that's not happening because the faction card is net. So get as much power as possible here, and then play that Summer Harvest and see what the result is, if you can push it through the victory before Morgulis. Be up to 10. That's not close to 15. But if you stand Tywin with his renown and do some unopposed, harsh really that he couldn't, with 8 gold available there, marshal anything that would survive the first military claim here. Warhammer. Not a character, but okay. He's going to use this to get another challenge through. That makes sense. Get to 11 instead of 10, and then maybe you win before Morgulis, right? Now what? So do we play Mad King's Command here as Baratheon, or do we play the other one? Does he still have heir? Yeah. So heir is dead. Plays Mad King's Command. That limits the gold. And finally wins initiative here. So he can go first and try to do something. No stealth in Baratheon, so honestly difficult to even attack into Tywin. You know, the 3 cards left in hand for Peter will be 3 that are usable. So anything that are dead cards basically will be gone now. Ooh, Melisandre. I was kind of hoping he would get that, honestly, to make it a little bit more interesting. Painted Dogs can stand Tywin, so that sucks for Melisandre, unfortunately, but okay. That's the 3 locations. Does he have another character he wants to put on the board before it's gone with Mad King's Command? Just a Burn Man or something. If not, I think it's alright. He has basically two painted dogs ambushes with that 8 gold after the gold road trigger, plus Harrenhal. That's all standing time in for any challenge on defense and on the attack. Okay, he's actually spent it, so plans to win now. Otherwise, I think this was better after Morgulis, but okay. He's going to try to win here. And honestly, there's unopposed military, and then Melisandre is getting intimidated by Halfman's Horde, right? Well, there is no good play here for Christian. I think the best he can do is do a challenge, either intrigue or power to force painted dogs to stand Tywin. Or you can maybe just defend now with Halfman's Horde. Should be able to do 3 challenges back anyway, right? No reason for Christian not to do this. He cannot oppose simply because this guy has Intimidate and just does military first, so it's a little bit hopeless, unfortunately, for Baratheon, but good news for us anyway. Actually, this matchup, playing against clansmen, sucks really badly for Baratheon control. I've tried it many times, and yeah, just so difficult because they escape all the nil first of all, because nothing is in play in the marshalling phase, and then they jump in. But with this constructive stuff that also can play King in the North, can play the Smith, you have a little bit more of a chance. You can put the bodyguards in, and honestly, Christian did alright, and he was just a little bit unlucky. I mean, he had 4 cards in hand at some point in marshalling, didn't have a Dragonstone Faithful there that would have solved most of his problems. So yeah, that's how it goes, but can't complain. So we start well again, and this deck is 1-3, I think. So only lost the mirror against France, and puts us in a good position. We need to get a result. We don't desperately need to get a result against Germany F, actually, so the last round will still be decisive against USA. Whatever the result is here, both teams will still have a chance, but yeah, whoever wins this is in a much improved position. But yeah, good start for us. And yes, that'd be it. I think Peter plays in an hour his next game, and if I'm around, I will give it a shot, try to record it, and hopefully you'll join me then.